Have you heard of spaghetti squash? This is a healthy alternative for pasta and it is so delish. Let me show you how to make it. You first poke holes around the entire squash. You have to be very careful because it's super tough. You then pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes. This is going to make the squash super soft and easier to cut. Now this is optional, but it makes my life so much easier. Let it cool and then cut it in half. You'll find seeds in the middle. Scrape off the seeds, but save them because you can make some really tasty treats with them afterwards. Line your pan with olive oil or water and put the squash face down. Pop it in the oven for 20 minutes. Once out of the oven, let sit to cool and then scrape. Watch as it turns into these beautiful spaghetti-like strands. This is an amazing alternative for pasta. It's lower in calories, carbs, full of nutrients, and it's gluten-free. 1 cup of spaghetti squash is 40 calories versus 200 calories in spaghetti pasta.
Hey y'all, does anybody else out there like Kentucky Fried Chicken coleslaw? Well, we do, and let me show you how to make it. It's really easy. First, chop up fine 1 head of cabbage and 1 medium carrot. Then chop up 3 or 4 of the Jerkins pickles. I use the sugar-free ones, so you can use what you want. Now, my recipe didn't call for the Jerkins pickles, but let me tell you something. Don't never let no recipe tell you how to cook. You do what you want. So if you want to leave them out, leave them out. Okay, now in a bowl, put a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 cup of regular milk, and very important, 1 cup of buttermilk. Put it in there. 1/3 cup of sugar, salt and pepper, 2½ tablespoons of lemon juice, 1½ tablespoons of white vinegar. Mix her all up. Whew, I gotta stop myself right there. I just told y'all 1 cup of buttermilk. That's 1/4 cup of buttermilk. Now when you get it all combined, pour it into your slaw. Mix it and let it chill for 2 hours and then serve.
So today we decided to make that Kendall Jenner vodka pasta. We started by chopping up some onions and garlic and mixing that with tomato paste. We didn't have vodka, so we used gin. It was still hella good though, and we recommend it. We let the gin burn off, and then we added some cream, chili, pasta water, butter, and cheese. And then we added the pasta. That's a wrap.
Here is one of my favorite low-carb dinners. To start, add some olive oil and some shrimp to a pan over medium heat. Then add garlic and salt and pepper to taste. Keep an eye on your shrimp because they cook very quickly. I also add red pepper flakes, a little bit of butter, and some fresh lemon juice. You can also add some white wine. I'm just using zoodles for this recipe and I hate when they get mushy. Remove shrimp from the pan and add your zoodles. They only need a few minutes to heat up. Add your shrimp back into the pan, stir it all together, plate it. I like to add some cheese at the end. This is what it looks like when it's all done, and enjoy.
Bacon wrapped cheesy chicken tenders, yes please. Simple to make, you just need bacon, chicken tenders, and a little bit of cheddar cheese. Start by slicing up that cheese, place a couple slices on your chicken tenders, and then wrap with the bacon. Stick with a toothpick to get it to stay in place. Wrap up all of your tenders with your bacon. Now we're gonna preheat the air fryer, 375 for about 5 minutes to get started. Put your bacon wrapped chicken tenders in there. You're gonna cook it at 10 minutes at 375 until the bacon is nice and crispy. And I'm telling you, you're gonna love this. Your kids are gonna love it. It's delicious, it's simple, it's fun, it's keto. What more could you ask for?
Hello. Stir fry 101. How to stir fry 白菜. First, just dry pot, hot.
We cook the green vegetable bok choy first without oil, just a dry pot. Cook the water out. Then you can use this method cook any green vegetables.
Now we add cooking oil, ginger. If you like spicy, add a few chili peppers.
Here I add some chopped garlic. Get the fragrance out before you put bok choy back in.
Oyster sauce. High heat to the cooking line. Some salt. Crunchy garlicky, delicious. 下次再见.
Easiest peach cobbler you will ever make. You're gonna take a 29-ounce can of peaches with the syrup, drain the other can, you're gonna need 2, and put it in a baking dish. Sprinkle with cinnamon, as much of that as you want. Next up, you're gonna sprinkle on top a white or a yellow cake mix. I prefer a white one. Sent my husband to the store and he got a yellow one. All right, you guys, at this point, I actually like to add a little bit more cinnamon because I, for one, think you can't have too much. Finally, on this, we are going to pour 3/4 of a cup of melted butter. You are literally just going to pour it all over this mamma jamma. And then this is going to bake at 350 for about 40 minutes.
All right, let's make some ramen pizza. So we're gonna start with 2 packets of ramen and boil it up. Go ahead and add an egg and some Parmesan cheese to the pot. Help bind it all together. Stir it up. Then we're gonna add some oil to the pan, maybe a little bit more. Then we're gonna add the noodles. Make sure to flatten them out. This is gonna become the crust. And then we hit it with a little bit of mozzarella cheese and the sauce. Go ahead and spread it all around nice and thin. Then add some cheese, maybe a little more cheese. You know what, just cover the whole thing in cheese basically. Then we're gonna add our toppings, whatever you'd like. 350-degree oven until it looks something like this, nice and gooey. And we're gonna give it a cut. Look at the cheese melting and lift. Wow, okay.
When quarantine season, you grill it because you can. Avocado oil, medium heat, 8 minutes. Lower the lid, turn every couple minutes. You're gonna hear it pop. Don't do you worry. Don't burn the corn. Chefy tip, place a towel on a sheet pan, remove the kernels so you don't make a mess. Heat 12-inch skillet, medium heat. 1 jalapeno. Minced, leave the seeds. Don't be a sissy. 6 tablespoons butter. Jalapeno in, saute 1 minute. Add the corn, salt, pepper. Just warm it through. 1/3 cup mascarpone. It cools the spice. Don't break the sauce. Cilantro, che ci pensi?
Just gorgeous. This green temptation pasta is an experience, just like you are. Ingredients. We're going to boil broccoli, kale, and spinach in salted water and blending it. On the side, some heavy cream, Parmigiano cheese with a pinch of salt and a scrunch of pepper. Now introduce your temptation sauce to its creamy friend. While the pasta goes in, tell your friends and kids that it's unhealthy, and then watch them blossom into beautiful green gods.
Let's make some homemade bone broth. This is so much better than the boxed or canned stuff that you can get at the grocery store. So what you will need are some bones, onion, garlic, carrots, celery, bay leaves, a half a cup of apple cider vinegar that draws out the minerals from the bones, salt, and pepper. Then place it on high, bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, give it a couple stirs, and you're going to let it simmer. So turn it down to low and let it simmer for 4 to 8 hours. Once it is done simmering, turn it off, let it cool down completely, take the bones out. Oop, that's the bone marrow, the best part. It's so buttery and creamy, love it. And then once the broth is cooled, strain it and save it into an airtight container. I like to keep mine in jars and freeze half of them so that I can use it in dishes whenever I need some. And there you go. Hope this helps. Happy.
We're making buffalo chicken sliders. 2 chicken breasts, boil for 3 minutes, and then simmer until they're juicy. Pan your Pyrex. Get your Hawaiian rolls, slice them through. Boom. Bottom, set tops aside. Polio mozzarella, shred it all over the bottoms. Boom. Shred it up like that. Chicken goes in the bowl. Buy this and this. Get it in there. Some of the franks. Mix it in. Boom. Now we layer. Get the chicken on. Smells so good. My kids like ranch, so I'm just spooning a little bit on there. To the party. A little crumbled blue cheese. I'm just gonna do half for me. Top layer. Get your butter. Melt. Pour a few drops of franks in there. Pepper and a little garlic powder. Mix it up. Okay, you know what time it is. Get it on there. Bake at 350, half the time covered, half the time uncovered. 20 minutes. All done.
Here's how I make my favorite salsa. In a dry pan, I roast 3 tomatoes, half an onion, and 2 serrano peppers until they're nice and charred. Then I add 6 cloves of garlic and continue to cook for about 2 minutes. I throw all of that into my food processor and blend it together. Then I add the juice of 1 lime, a few big pinches of salt, a handful of cilantro, a tablespoon of chicken bouillon, and about 1/4 cup of water, and blend that all together. I throw that in a mason jar, then it's gone just as fast as it took to make it. Enjoy!
These are perfect for kids or grab and go. Crescent rolls with eggs, bacon, and cheese. Bake at 350 for 10 minutes.
This vegetarian carbonara is almost as beautiful as you are. Mix eggs with pecorino romano cheese, then add the zucchini once golden brown. A scrunch of pepper, and this zucchini carbonara is just gorgeous.
What would your last meal be? For me, it's this version of a Caprese sandwich. Let's make it. 2 slices of good bread. I'm using sourdough, mayo each slice, spread it all the way to the edges. Now place it mayo side down on a hot pan. Stack it high with fresh whole milk mozzarella. Place a little water in your pan, then cover it to let it melt. Also turn it to lowish heat so the bread doesn't burn. When it looks like this, place some tomatoes on top. Once your bread looks like this, remove it from the pan. I'm already so excited. Now layer some fresh basil. Don't forget a sprinkle of kosher salt, that's important. Spread some avocado mayo, which is literally just avocado and mayo mashed together. Stack it and cut it diagonally. I'm telling you, the mozzarella is melty and chewy and stringy. The bread is beautifully browned and crispy, but not hard. I score this 1,000,000 out of 10. And you might think I'm being over dramatic, but it's like a symphony of flavors. So I ask,
what's for dinner? Go ahead and heat up your pan with some avocado oil and put in some chicken thighs. This is about 2 pounds. Season with Danos and Salt of the Gods, or whatever you got. Cook the chicken until done and remove from the pan. Add in half a medium onion and some garlic. Saute those until soft. Add in about 1/4 cup of chicken broth. Just to deglaze the pan, add in a bag of fresh spinach, then a cup of heavy cream, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and about a tablespoon of Worcestershire, whatever. Chop up your chicken and add to the sauce. Half of this is for my kids, so I put ravioli in one side and nothing in the other. Put the sauce on and top with Monterey Jack. Bake at 350 for 30 minutes. I like my zoodles raw, so I put the sauce on top of that.
Let's make some motherfucking corn bake. 4 cans of corn. Drain them. Two jalapenos. Small dice, like this. 1/4 of a red onion. Add with the jalapenos. Roughly chop 4 slices of bacon on medium heat. Add your bacon. Cook till crispy. 3 cloves of garlic. Roughly chop. Push bacon to the side. Add garlic. Cook till fragrant. Add onions and jalapenos. Cook till tender. Push those with the bacon. Add 16 ounces of cream cheese and half a cup of milk. Add your corn. Give it a good stir. Parchment and lightly spray. 325. 25 minutes.
If there's one recipe to take from Low Carb State of Mind's page, it's this one. Saute peppers and onions and salt, pepper, and whatever you want. Now split your sausages down the middle and open them up just like that. Now brown them in your frying pan. You don't have to go overboard because they're going to continue cooking in the oven. So just like that's good, but you could do it longer if you want. Put them down in a baking dish, just like this. Now when your peppers and onions are soft, you're going to add some balsamic vinegar to it. It took everything in me not to add tomato sauce here because that's what I normally do, but the balsamic vinegar was such a nice addition. So now just add them right to the top like that. Add some cheese. I use the pre-shredded kind just to make my life a little easier. And now I baked mine at 375 for about 25 minutes, or until it looks something like that. This is officially one of my new favorite meals to make. Thank you so much for this recipe. I absolutely loved it.
One of my favorite nights of the week is Tuesday because we are making taco bowls, so I wanted to show you guys exactly how I make them. I'm going to start off by cooking my meat. I'm making some ground beef tonight. I wanted to show you guys this tool. It is awesome for chopping up any sort of ground meat, and I have a link for it in my bio under Chop and Stir. This is what I'm going to season it with, but you could easily just sub all of this out for a taco seasoning packet, and then I'm going to get started on my cauliflower rice. I do have a recipe up for this already. You can look for it in my feed, but it's really simple. It's just cauliflower rice, chicken broth, butter, cilantro, lime juice, and salt. And then I assemble my taco bowls. I start off with the cauliflower rice, and then I add my meat. You could definitely use whatever taco toppings you like, but today I did some cheese, sour cream, avocado, salsa, and some lettuce. And if you guys want to see more recipes like this, be sure to give me a follow.